सिर्फ घुंघरू पहन लेने से औरत तवाइफ नहीं बनती है.
The pace of life, I think, is one thing that I try to incorporate in today's day and age, because I think we move so fast with everything, we forget to appreciate it.
Hi all, thanks for joining me. It's Silas Ram, AsianCultureVulture.com. We'll be talking about the Netflix series Heeramandi by Sanjay Leela Bhansali, one of the great auteurs. You may have been hearing a lot about this. We're going to hear from the actors themselves, the stars, Sonakshi Sinha, Aditi Rao Hydari, Sharmin Segal and Richa Chadha. Let's go and find out what they've got to say about their characters, what they might have learnt from them, and also what aspect of that culture we could preserve now.
क्या फिरोज साहब, अब आधे मिनट का भी एहसान जताएंगे आप?
There's a question in two parts, basically. First part is quite easy. I'd just like you to talk a little bit about your characters, what you like about them, what you don't like about them. And the second part is, what character would you have liked to play other than Mallikajaan?
I'll start. My character is called Lajjo. She's really like a hopeless romantic, and she is also hopeless in life in the sense that there is no hope for her.
Right.
She takes to the bottle, and what I like about her is that she's delusional and she can live in a world of her dreams. And what I
Right.
dislike about her is that she has an addiction.
Right.
And the character I would love to play would be Faridan, because
Right.
I think it's the most spicy character in the whole show. And I think it's like, I think it's not easy. And whatever I've seen Sonakshi do last night was kind of mind blowing in the sense that she was just throwing out fire from her eyes. And absolutely, I really enjoyed it. It would be a bit of a stereotype if I played a negative character, but it's just a really delicious character.
No, I think you're right. Having watched nearly half, you're absolutely right. So, I mean, she does. I will come to that. If we can, somebody else come in.
So basically, I'm playing Faridan, and she's sort of a dark character.
Oh, yeah.
But the beauty about it is that Sanjay sir justifies even the darkest of emotions and emotions that we consider bad, like vengeance and rage and anger and jealousy, and just he can justify being evil and portray a woman in such a good light, and he's given me one of the best characters I've played on screen.
What do you think drives Fareedan?
She's been through a lot of things in her life which have brought her to become this bitter and full of anger, and she acts out based on those emotions. So I think that's what really drives her, is her rage. I think after having watched it, I'm tilting towards playing Lajjo, because I think she's the only one, like Richa said earlier, she's the only one with no agency. She's a hopeless romantic, and that's the only thing that's driving her, is her madness in this love. And to play that sort of in that whole drunken stupor, just laying all your heart out and emotions out like that, it's very vulnerable, the character, and for an actor to do that is always a challenge. Romance for me in general, in any film that I've done, is always the hardest part. Some people might find crying hard or action hard, but for me, romance and to bring out like that sort of love has always been the hardest. So I think that would be a really big challenge for me.
You make it look easy, though. You make it look
I hate it. I really hate it.
So basically, for me, Alam's character, like I've said before, is the youngest of the lot. She doesn't want to be a courtesan, and I think throughout her journey, she basically comes of age and matures as a person. And I think that's somewhat where I am also in my personal life. So I feel like it's a really good character for me to play. I love playing romantic characters. I think it brings out a certain vulnerability in me that I don't actually show to people, like, overtly. And like, I definitely do appreciate people with that vulnerable, do anything for love kind of love. I don't actually express that in my life, and I love to express it through my characters. And for me, I'd like to play Lajjo as well, because I think Lajjo for me is the one end of the spectrum of that kind of love, like that expressive, in it with all my heart, like no questions asked. You know, when someone looks at you and says that I love you and I'll always stand by you no matter what. Now that I don't know how much people take that no matter what to what extent. And that's why I think that's very, like, that's what I love about Lajjo. Like, I always want to tell somebody I love you, I will always love you no matter what. But when I'm actually put in that situation the way Lajjo is, what do I do? So, Lajjo.
Bibbo is a great character, actually. Like, I think she's what she does, and I've told Aditi this, what she does towards the end of the series is phenomenal. I'm so glad that, you know, I've seen her in such a different light, and Sanjay sir was showing her in such a different light. I saw that while I was dubbing for the English version, and I met her the next day, and I just hugged her because I was like, I've been waiting to see you like this. And I think what she's done with it is amazing, really. So yeah, Bibbo's character is also very, very cool.
Yes.
Aram also does.
I truly do love Bibo Jan. I love that she is so, there's a purity to her, that she is kind, she's soft-hearted. But I also love, as Sonakshi rightly said, that Sanjay sir has sort of written her as a, you know, what it is that is special about her with her family, and why she stands by her family and is so loyal and kind. She also uses that very quality to be so fearless and so courageous for a higher purpose. And I love that simmering sense of, you know, injustice, to fight for what she believes in, etc., etc. And there's some kind of almost like a Joan of Arc kind of heroic fearlessness to this girl, you know. And I love that arc. And there's also like naughtiness, and she does what she does what she believes in and what she has to do, and she's very steadfast in her beliefs. It's a very, very beautiful character.
And what other character would you have liked to play other than Mallikajaan?
That's a very difficult one, because I do love Bibo Jan, but I love actually each one of them, because they've also played them so well. Lajjo, I love, because I have to say this. Lajjo, I love because of this beautifully broken, you know, person that she is, and it's so filled with love. I love love stories. I love doing love stories. I love Alamzeb for the innocence and the belief. Faridan is so deliciously gray that I mean, it would be a huge challenge. And she's done it so convincingly. And Mallikajaan, of course, we all love. Just for how frightening she is. But
choose one.
I can't. Bibbo Jan.
Finally, I'm being told to wrap up here. But what part of that culture would you like to see in today? Well, what is it? What aspect would mean something if we had it, some values or something from that past?
I think the pace of life, I think, is one thing that I try to incorporate in today's day and age, because I think we move so fast with everything, we forget to appreciate it. And I think Sanjay sir has actually encapsulated this with the way that he's taken shots. He doesn't just keep cutting. He holds one long shot. So I think he's kind of brought the pace of that life, captured the pace of that world through his shot taking as well. And that's one thing I'd like to see in our world today.
Did any of you learn something new about yourself playing these characters?
Just laser sharp focus. I didn't realize that I could have that.
Right. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. All the best. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.